Songwriters frequent many wells, and sometimes they just happen to contain a body.
I went to your grave, dug up your body.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 songs about murder.
How could she pull it if she's dead?
For this list, we've chosen songs ranked by acclaim and notoriety. Each one has to reference a murder in a specific way. No allusions to a crime or vague ramblings from a lunatic like the one found in the Talking Heads' Psycho Killer.
Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est?
We're also featuring songs that have a somewhat malicious tone, unlike the Beatles' paradoxically upbeat Maxwell's Silver Hammer.
But as she's getting ready to go, a knock comes on the door. Bang, bang, Maxwell's silver hammer came down upon her head.
Number 10, Murder Was the Case, Snoop Doggy Dogg.
As I look up at the sky, my mind starts dripping, a tear drops my eye.
The Dogfather weaves quite an uncharacteristic tale in this song. After getting gunned down in a drive-by, Snoop reveals his final thoughts as life escapes his body.
Stop breathing, damn, I see demons. Dear God, I wonder, can you save me? I can't die, my boo-boo's about to have my baby.
He thinks of his pregnant wife, then God, and then hears a voice that is thought to be the devil before closing his eyes. Snoop wakes up from a coma, but is soon sent to prison for a presumed revenge murder.
No more endo, gin and juice. I'm on my way to Chino, rolling on the Grey Goose.
It ends with the description of his incarcerated homie getting a pencil in his neck before the song flatlines.
Next, my little homie, baby boo, he took a pencil in his neck, and he probably won't make it to C22. I'll put that on my mama, I'm gonna ride for you, baby boo.
Number 9, Delilah, Tom Jones.
I saw the light on the night that I passed by her window.
This 60s classic tells the story of a man who discovers his lover in bed with another man.
At break of day when that man drove away, I was waiting.
Wielding a knife, he knocks on her door and she answers with a sadistic laugh.
She stood there laughing.
That's enough to drive the man to murder as he plunges the knife into her until she dies.
My Delilah.
Tom Jones belts out the thoughts of the man in the chorus as he cries, despairs the act, and asks for forgiveness. It is too late, of course. Delilah is dead and the police are coming.
They come to break down the door.
But the music and the vocals are still beautiful.
I just couldn't take anymore.
Number 8, Pumped Up Kicks, Foster the People. It may take a few listens to get past that catchy bass line, but this is a surprisingly dark tune. Told from the perspective of a school shooter, Pumped Up Kicks became a giant hit in spite of its subject matter. Dealing with bullying, gun control, and mental illness, Pumped Up Kicks paints a vivid portrait of the horrific violence that has become common within North American schools. The shooter in question, with his aversion to pumped up kicks, or fashionable shoes for the layman, is described as killing classmates before turning the gun on his father. Number 7, Murder Inc., Dr. Dre featuring Hitman and Miss Rock. Murder can be a gritty fact of life in the ghetto, and as such has long been a staple of gangster rap.
Snapshots of blood splattering from the snuff. Hit, pumped a cig while I figure which way to split your wig. Right now you as nervous as a farmer John Pig.
Murder Inc. is a perfect example of this, as Dr. Dre, many years removed from his days in dangerous Compton, California, still evokes the mindset of the streets.
Murder is the fucking case, rob this in shape, the fucking spot, cause in a few it's gonna be crawling with cops.
Featured on his 2001 solo album, the song tells of a few instances where murder was committed, each with a clear purpose, whether it be for money, drugs, or revenge. It's all in the game, as Omar would say.
All in the game, yo.
Number 6. Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen.
Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see.
While this song touches on many different topics and is more an epic narrative rather than a single themed expose, the central theme is about murder.
Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead.
Mama just killed a man, says the unknown narrator, who leaves it ambiguous as to who the killer and the victim are.
Didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on.
There's as many interpretations as there are segues in the song, with some believing that the lyrics are purely allegorical, that they reference Freddie Mercury's personal traumas, and others have noted its similarities to Dostoevsky's novel Crime and Punishment.
So you think you can love me and leave me to die?
All we know is that it's a compositional wonder.
Nothing really matters to me.
Number 5. Folsom Prison Blues, Johnny Cash.
I hear the train a-coming, it's rolling around the bend.
Folsom Prison Blues is country's darkest anthem, an ode to a prisoner, a cold-blooded killer who shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. The darkest motive for murder Johnny Cash could think of.
But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die.
Perfectly parsed and a masterpiece in brevity, Cash's lyrics evoke a picture of a regretful man whose destiny lives in Folsom Prison, and the man's untouchable freedom in the form of a train that whistles outside the walls.
Well, if they freed me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine.
This is among Cash's most famous songs, both its original recorded version and its legendary live version, the latter of which was recorded in Folsom Prison itself.
And I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away.
Even if I could, it would all be great. Put your picture on my wall. It reminds me.
Number 4. Stan, Eminem featuring Dido.
Dear Slim, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. I left my cell, my pager, and my home phone at the bottom.
Eminem's mind is a rather dark place if his lyrics are anything to go by. One of the familiar themes is murder, which is featured prominently in the highly controversial Kim. Eminem's hit track off the same album titled Stan explores the themes further through a dialogue between the rapper and a crazed fan, who, after writing to Eminem and receiving no response, has a breakdown resulting in the deaths of his girlfriend and their unborn child.
I'm almost at the bridge now. Oh, I forgot. How am I supposed to send it out?
The song is quite emotional, and thanks to Dido's background vocals, packs a uniquely poignant punch.
Some dude was drunk and drove his car over a bridge. And in the car they found a tape, but they didn't say who it was to. Come to think about it, his name was, it was you. Damn.
Number 3. I Shot the Sheriff, Bob Marley.
It was I who shot the sheriff.
Bob Marley was a strong advocate for peace and justice, themes that can be found in the majority of his work. I Shot the Sheriff may be the most representative of those beliefs, as it details a seemingly just man killing an unjust sheriff, but being falsely accused of slaying the deputy. Marley paints quite the ethical problem in this song, though it may not appear that way on the surface. The man admits to murdering the sheriff as he believes it was his right to do so. But he denies killing the deputy, as that would be barbaric in his eyes. Number 2. Janie's Got a Gun, Aerosmith.
Janie
got a gun. Janie got a gun.
Janie's Got a Gun is notorious for its dark subject matter, despite being a top 5 Billboard hit and a radio mainstay in the 1990s.
Tell me now it's untrue. What did her daddy do? He just a little bitty baby.
Centering around a woman who was molested as an infant and seeks fatal revenge on her rapist father, Aerosmith really jumped out of the confines of standard rock lyricism. Some commercial backlash was feared, however, with Steven Tyler opting to self-censor and remove the word raped from the lyrics. While Janie does kill her father, the song stops short of glorifying murder by making the listener understand her motivation. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
This is the end, my only friend, the end. 'Cause everybody's gotta die sometime. Yeah, yeah. Jenny was a friend of mine. Come on, come on, come on. We may be dead and we may be gone. And he raped her and killed her and he took her home. Riding fast in their sleep, oh the dead. 27 people.
Number 1. Hey Joe, the Jimi Hendrix Experience.
Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your head?
While not written by Jimi Hendrix and recorded by a host of artists in the mid-1960s, Hey Joe is undeniably classic Jimi Hendrix. Where you going with that gun in your hand, asks the narrator, leading Joe to lay out his entire plan, motive, and method of escape.
I'm going out and shoot my old lady. You know I caught her mess around with another man. And that ain't too good.
This dialogue continues throughout the song, both before and after the murder, but Joe's answers are so sober and convincing that it's easy to understand his actions.
Yes, I did a shorter. You know I caught her mess around town. Now give me the gun. I shot her.
While it could be grim, Hey Joe is instead a mesmerizing tune, a lesson in lyrical and literary storytelling, and one of rock's greatest entities.
I'm going way down south. Way down Mexico way.
So, do you agree with our list? What's your favorite song with dark undertones?
That Earl had to die.
For more macabre top 10s published daily, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.